Yo, yo, yo. LG in the house for another one of these. Episode number 9, if you're counting at home. Shout out to the people already up in the chat. Up in here, we got JL Rain at Fearless Paints and Alyssa Bremer. These must be friends of my guest in the other room. Joining me today is none other than DJ X Boy R.D, a.k.a. Xavier Perez.
What up?
What up, buddy?
What's up, man?
How you doing? You look real chill over there. You look like Easy E or something.
I am. I'm a little hyped up on caffeine.
You don't sound like it.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't sound black or like I have AIDS or what.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that. But
Hey, that's Easy E, man. You have a little,
Okay,
little cough,
I got
dog.
you.
A little cough.
Is that how he talked?
I guess. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Yeah.
R.I.P.
Well, yeah, R.I.P. to Easy. Good dude.
Good dude.
Good
Great
dude.
music.
Yeah. Like to spread it around, you know.
Yeah, he
A
did.
little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His son raps now, right?
Really?
I think so.
He's got a son? I didn't
So
know
he's
that.
got several ones.
Yeah. No idea.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. It's the first time you're on LG's house. Welcome to my house.
Very
Yep.
dope. Thank you for having me.
I know we have you outside in the back alley by the brick wall, but you know.
Yeah, I already saw Easy's prostitutes drive by. So
Yeah, you know, Cherry Street's right there.
That's
So it's
fine. Shout out to the Dome.
yeah, there you go. Hustler 210 in here. What up, Hustler? Shout out to you, all you guys listening on Twitch. We're broadcasting on X as well and YouTube. YouTube is the flagship. Give us a subscribe. According to my YouTube analytics, 50% of you people,
Damn.
are not subscribed to this show. You're watching, but you're not subscribed. It takes 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button, so please do it. If you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. And if you're on Twitter, you're most likely already following me, but if not, also hit that button. Let's go. Brahma alumni in the house. Big Mike in here. Brahma alumni. Yeah, I am a Brahma alumni. Are you? Where'd you go to high school?
Taft High School.
Taft. Huh?
Northwest side.
William Taft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like the way it was when I was in high school. There used to be horses next door, and now it's all like Starbucks and Five Guys burgers and shit.
Okay. Big shout out to the guy who just hit the thumbs down button. Please hit the thumbs up button. You know, we appreciate that. But, you know, you got to have as many haters as you do lovers to have an
right.
even balance to be successful.
If they ain't hating, you ain't doing something right.
You know what I say? Haters buy shoes, too. So you got to sell them some shoes.
Shout
you
out
know?
Michael Jordan.
There you go. Oh, by the way, did you hear Michael Jordan's going to be on commentating on NBA this next season?
Yeah, I don't know. On what channel?
On NBC.
Oh.
So TNT lost the rights to the NBA.
So it's going to be back to NBA on NBC?
NBA on NBC, but
Nice.
but Charles and the gang for the halftime show, Ernie, Charles, and
Check.
Shaq and them, they're going to go to NBC. So TNT is licensing out
Nice.
the halftime show. But Michael Jordan's going to be a commentator on some of the broadcasts for NBC, which
He's
is
not the
interesting.
nicest guy, though.
That's what I've heard. You know,
I know.
I've never heard him like do anything like
Or
this before,
joke
so-
around publicly on TV or any of that stuff. It's always like, I hate you, I'm going to kill you, and beat you in basketball. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested to see. And
I'll
speaking
watch.
of the NBA, the NBA draft lottery was last night, and the San Antonio Spurs once again got they got the number 2 pick. They almost got the number 1 pick, but they got the number 2 pick, and Dallas Mavericks actually got the number 1 pick, which a lot of people are saying the fix is in.
It looks rigged.
Yeah.
Not going to lie.
Because,
It
you know,
looks
the
rigged.
whole Luka Doncic thing going to L.A. because the NBA loves L.A., and now they're making up for it by giving Dallas the number 1 pick.
What was their odds of getting number 1? It was like less than 0.5, right?
It was less than the Spurs.
Yeah.
It was less than the Spurs for getting number 1, and they ended up getting it. The Spurs ended up with number 2. Spurs were expected to get number 8, but they ended up getting number 2 and number 14. Dallas is expected to pick up Duke's Cooper Flag.
They're probably traded for a pack of cigarettes.
Everybody's hating on Nico if he's going to blow this, but
might,
there's
man.
rumors that they may trade for Giannis in Milwaukee. But who knows?
Who
The
knows?
Greek Freak. And the
Yeah.
Spurs are also in those rumor mills, too, of getting the Greek Freak, trading the 2 spot, maybe some other picks. Spurs are likely to pick up Dylan Harper out of Rutgers, and there's talks of Ace Bailey as well, also out of Rutgers.
I did watch Ace Bailey highlights this morning.
Did you really? Were
Yeah.
you excited about this this pick when you
definitely a two-way player. I'm a very much defensive guy when it comes to the Spurs. Defense wins championships. So
well, it did for us for years.
Years, but we'll see.
We shall see. Well, I never talked to you about what do you think about Pop hanging it up?
Well, a little. I mean, he pushed it till the wheels fall off. That was for sure.
Yeah, right.
And he definitely did. And I mean, he has his coaching tree is far and wide. He left us in good hands.
Do you think so? You think Mitch is good hands?
He's young. He's young.
He's been a career Spurs guy.
Yeah, 6 years.
That's
right?
for sure.
6 years.
6 years with the Spurs, and then the 4 years with the Austin Spurs. So
nice.
Over a decade. And then he also was a player for the Austin Spurs as well. So
I mean, who's the coach from Miami?
Eric Spoelstra.
He started off young like that.
He started off as the video coordinator, and he got in, and Pat Riley
look how that turned
saw
out.
something in him.
Yeah, look how that turned out.
Yeah, he's got to be one. I wonder if he's the longest tenured head coach now.
Now he is.
He's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Big Mike in here says Spurs getting Giannis. Hopefully, what do we do with the picks? Well, I don't know what you do. I mean, you got to. I don't know who you draft 14th. But
I don't know.
You got to. If you're going to get Giannis, then you got to give these picks up. I don't see Milwaukee,
you're
doing it for just players.
But
they
give two, and then probably want like Devin or even Stefan Castle.
I would think they would demand Castle,
Yeah.
and if they don't get Castle, they're going to ask for like 3 players that can equal a Castle, like Vassell, Sohan, and Keldon.
I'm not mad if
I would. No, I'd say take it. Get him out of here. Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, but keep Castle.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. Oh no, I want to say Castle's untouchable, but I've seen them. They traded away DeJounte Murray, which got them this number 2 pick actually from Atlanta.
That's right.
That was the trade that got them this pick. But they trade away people sometimes. George Hill, people that we thought were going to be Spurs forever, and
Sean Elliott.
Yeah,
but he came right back.
Where did he go?
He went to Detroit for a season.
Traitor.
What
a traitor.
Worst season he ever had.
Yeah, it's like when Tony Parker went to North Carolina.
They could have traded him in 2007. I don't give a fuck about him.
I mean, he helped out.
He cheated on Eva, dog. I'm good with that, dog.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Well, that's another story for another time.
Yeah.
Brent Barry wasn't too happy about that, but he got out of a situation,
Yeah.
In the long run, it helped them all out. But anyway. So DJ X Boy R.D. is my guest up in LG's house. And I've known this guy, for like 2 decades, maybe?
Probably.
I can't even remember.
2007-ish?
6 or 7,
6 or 7. Revolutionary days?
Yeah, it was actually before that. I think it was like 2006. Yeah, 5 maybe.
Probably.
Well, I mean, you were with my old roommate, Chris. You lived with him because y'all were in the Army, and that's how we met because he was DJing.
So 2005 then.
Yeah.
That's probably
and then we started taking over the city as DJs. And I retired, semi-retired. I'm pretty much 100% retired these days. But
I force you out every once in a while.
Yeah, I get out. I get the itch.
You're one of the best.
Do the scratching. I appreciate that, man. I'm pretty rusty these days. So where are you at these days? Let's get a plug here for your gigs. Where can people come see you?
Thursday night, I'm at the Watering Hole off of Fredericksburg across from the USAA building.
I have been there, yeah.
And then Friday night, I alter at Burleson Yard, and normally we do a First Friday event. Shout out to Miss J.L. Rain.
All right.
And she's one of our major artists that we have once a month, but this time we had to postpone it because of the weather, so it'll be actually this Friday. We start at sundown, and we go till 12:30. And then Saturday, I'm at Stadthaus Petrenko. It's a very live place to go to. It's very entertaining.
I heard it was very live. They were in the news for being very live ammo lately. Yeah.
I still want to work there, so.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. I feel you. So we won't go any further into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, be safe out there.
Be
and
safe.
Go check out X at one of these gigs. I went to the Watering Hole the last time you were out there for your birthday party. And
yeah,
that was pretty fun.
It was a good place.
Fun. I got to throw a little 1-hour set
of some boom bap
with some old school hip hop.
Yeah, man.
I guess it's old, not really old school in the sense of Grandmaster Flash old school, but
yeah.
but our type of old school, I guess. They're now playing our music on the oldies stations. So.
I hate it.
How do you feel about Kono being 80s music now? And they're not playing like golden oldies, you know?
It's so weird. It's so weird. My mom told me when I was young, she said, the day you realize you are old is when you go to the grocery store and they're playing the music you heard in middle school. I know.
It's happening. I go in there, I hear Keith Sweat, and I'm just like, yeah.
Dude, I heard Express Yourself by NWA the other day, and I was like,
man.
wow. I was like, holy shit, man.
Damn.
Yeah, it's getting there, man.
Yeah, that's the music that was banned when we were growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to hide, I grew up in a Christian home, and I used to hide my gangster rap tapes and my Christian tapes, like inside the sleeves and stuff. And so,
oh, really?
Yeah.
My parents didn't give a crap.
Well.
My brother would get the tapes, and I'd just take them from him. So
right on.
They didn't care. The parental advisory meant nothing to them. So I really didn't.
Hell yeah. That's, whose wife was that did that? Al Gore's wife.
Oh, yeah,
Dipper
yeah.
Gore.
She's the one that invented that?
Yeah, she's the one that passed that.
There was one song my mom didn't like, though. It was Closer by 9 Inch Nails. She didn't like that one line in there. Yeah.
And the song doesn't have many lyrics, but you pay attention to that one.
Yeah, that one line. She would get really mad if I played that. But NWA, fine. It's all good. You know, who cares? All good. So me and X go way back in the DJ scene, and I was just thinking about, you know, how crazy that life is that you're still living out there. And you mentioned that you've been shot at while DJing, and you've been robbed. I've been hit by a drunk driver 3 times while driving home, 3 separate occasions. Nice. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a DJ gig? Like, what's number one craziest thing that's ever happened? Maybe not to you, but that's just happened.
I've watched a man get fellatio on the dance floor in front of me, in front of my turntables. Like, not even, I could pretty much touch the girl's head. That's how close it was. They got on the microphone and was like, hey, if you didn't bring enough for the entire class, you got to cut that shit out, man. It was just...
You stopped them.
I had to stop them. Everything in the room was stopping. And I didn't know at first because the lady was like, this lady that was standing next to me was like, yo, look. And I looked, and I thought she was like picking up something on the floor.
You didn't put on like Ock and Yell? You didn't read the room? Like, just put it in your mouth. Like,
I think she was already there. That song was at the end of the night. It was right in the beginning, probably like the first hour.
That's what we call a DJ failing to read the room there. You could have got some slow jams on, you know.
She was on the floor. I was standing up. I really couldn't see.
Do you care to name the venue, or is it something you'd rather not
I
name?
don't work there anymore. It was at Rebar in the front room, dude.
Of course it was at Rebar.
In the front room at that.
Of course it was at Rebar.
Yeah, another one at Rebar. This guy was he looked like a pervert, like dressed in a trench coat and like sunglasses, and he was standing by the door, and this lady was dancing like
a local screwball,
like exotically, and like she was the only one on the dance floor, and he was like creeping out on her, and the door guy ran up to the guy and was like trying to kick him out, and she was like, no, we're role playing, just let it happen. I was like, what the fuck? Why'd you let us know first, man? Like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, that's another weird one, man.
Yeah, JL Rain's in here saying robbed. Yeah, I'm not coming out anymore. Well, that was at Rebar also.
That was at
like
Revolution.
All the crazy stores are
it was
at
off.
Rebar.
It was in between the 2 bars.
Oh, okay. It was Revolution Room. That's a whole nother story there.
That's another one.
Do you remember when we used to like? I would have a gig at Rebar, and you would have a gig across the street in Revolution in the basement, and we'd call each other, and we'd be like, hey, I'm going to put on a long song. Let's switch gigs for a few hours. And we would just cross the street and switch gigs.
That's when I could run fast. Now I hobble. Yeah, those were fun times, man. Fun times. That basement, man. Even playing in that basement when it didn't have AC, that was very much a young man's thing, dude. Because I couldn't do that shit now. I brought my fan today.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I got AC, bro, but I understand being under these lights. You might not be used to it.
And you're also Asian. I don't know what temperature you keep.
I don't really get all right. What's your average on your temp at home?
At home, my mom's still very Mexican, so it's like 80 degrees. 78.
Good God, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, dude, it's
bad. I'll do like 75, 76 during the day. And then it goes to 73 at night.
See, I could do that all day.
Yeah. Right now I have it at 73 because I knew you were coming over. But
thanks.
I have some other people that I do podcasts with, and they're always like, put that shit down to like 65.
Yeah,
man. Like,
well, this light ain't that bad. It looks very
it's
Asian.
It's LED. Yeah, it's super Asian. They call it a China ball. Yeah.
Is that for photography and they still call it a China ball?
Yeah, they still call it a China ball.
Meanwhile, people are trying to change the name of San Antonio, but we were keeping the China ball.
Yeah, we have the China ball. There's still, the Oriental Trading Company is still a thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it happens.
Nice.
It's all about how you use it,
Well, it works. It's not
It
hot.
works great, except,
not hot.
when you look up at it, everyone sees it in the reflection on your glasses. But, yeah, there you go. You get a good look at the China ball.
Did you call me a China ball?
That's, yeah. Well, the China ball and then the light in the room. But the light is beautiful. Look at how it just makes your skin look soft.
I know. I look very un-45.
Yeah. You're 45.
Yeah,
Oh,
damn. I'm almost 50.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
What up, Greg? Greg's up in the chat. Big Mike in here says he pulled up at a red light, saw 2 cars stopped, and saw one guy sitting on top of the other guy beating him with the tire iron. The craziest thing he's ever seen. Not a bar, but it was on Austin Highway. Well, Austin Highway used to be the hood, man.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, Seven Oaks Motel was over there. We used to have parties there back in the day.
I draw the line at Austin Highway.
It's actually it's better now.
It's
they
very
tore down
gentrified now.
Yeah, they tore down all the hotels. It's like Alamo Heights.
Mm.
Yep. Yes, I sat him outside. Everyone goes outside. No one's allowed in this house. It's LG's house, but I'm the only one in the house. Yeah.
And I'm in the back alley.
Yeah. By the way, if you didn't know that's actually a fake backdrop. It looks super real. It's made out of paper. Yeah, it's like $5 on Amazon, on Bezos Mart.
Hey, it looks pretty accurate, man.
It looks real. Like,
does
not
look
when you
accurate.
turn around and look at it.
I thought it was a green screen for a second.
Yeah. It's not bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah, good purchase.
You should get some graffiti
I
on
bought it before the tariffs hit, so it was like $5. Yeah.
Speaking of China ball.
They're eating the dogs.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. Well, on the opposite of that, what's the best DJ gig you've ever had? Your most memorable, you're just like, damn, nothing beats that. Nothing yet, at least.
I don't know. Those are the ones that are like really memorable, get lost in the memory pretty fast.
Really?
Yeah, it's never like I tell the bad stories more than I do the good ones. And even when I'm like teaching guys, they always ask like, what's the best thing I can expect? The best thing you expect is you get to play music for people and for a living, hopefully. That's the best part of it all. That's the joy of it, is being able to read a crowd, speaking of reading the crowd, and having somebody come up to you and be like, yo, I had the worst day ever, and you just seem to know exactly what to give me and what to play for me. And those are the best feelings,
Yeah.
But as far as like gig-wise, I can't think off the top of my head like one that was really like, oh my God, I can't believe I played here. I did the Aztec one time for a fashion show. That was cool. I recently did Josephine Theater for a private party.
I saw that. You had like
cool.
your own green room.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Did you take advantage of it?
Dude, that place is so old, dog, that the windows weren't shut right, so they had mosquitoes like everywhere in the place, dude. I had like mosquito bites all over me. It was just unbearable to the point that I was standing in front of my fan hoping the mosquitoes would just go away. But
well, it's the weather's getting warmer. It's time to mosquito season, fortunately.
It was just bad. That one was bad. But overall the whole show was pretty good. It was pretty dope.
It was a private party?
A private party. The guy it was his wife's birthday. She's friends with the lady that runs Josephine Theater, and they are trying to have like a celebration to kind of close where Josephine Theater's at, and they're going to redevelop the inside.
I've never been there.
That was my first time too. It smells like it was made in the 50s.
Good God. Well, hopefully they get rid of the damn mosquitoes before I go check it out.
Yeah,
Speaking of heat and mosquitoes, tomorrow's supposed to be the hottest day of the year in San Antonio so far.
So far.
Which could also be the hottest city in the world tomorrow.
Dope.
According to MSN.com and KSAT 12.
At least we're number one in something.
This is going to be the earliest we hit triple-digit degrees since 1996, when we hit 100 in February. Global warming? Yeah, it's not real. Nah, it's not. Nah, it can't be real.
That's what I'm studying in school. It doesn't seem real at all.
Nah.
Look, the Earth's flat.
It's a flat, yeah, and birds aren't real either.
The birds are not real.
So, yeah, it's going to start today. It's going to get up into the high 90s today, and tomorrow they're expecting 106.
Damn.
Yikes.
I mean, that's not hot for San Antonio.
Didn't we get to like 115 last year? I thought, like in the middle of the summer.
Yeah,
it was
July,
bad.
August, yeah.
I was pretty sure I was working outside that day too.
Those are not outside gigs days.
It was terrible. What do you do with your records? Just melt when you're out there?
I've had it happen once or twice where my time records, my Serato records, have just warped slowly and surely. But the one thing that doesn't work is your laptop starts overheating.
Oh yeah. Well, you still have an Intel laptop, so you get an M1. I'll take care of that.
I don't need your attitude.
I'm just telling you.
I'm still in school, man.
Oh, so yeah, you mentioned that's what you're studying for something. Tell me what your major is again?
I'm studying geography and environmental sustainability and a certificate in urban development and planning design.
That's a mouthful. I heard the first part, geography. So when people hear geography, they think you know where places are on a map.
I know where your mom's at, pretty much. It's all like from your GPS in your car to how you fucking find stuff on Google Maps, all that stuff like that. There's somebody that has to, the guy that drives it in Google Maps, somebody has to put that map together for him.
What you say about my mama?
That's right. But
it's a lot more complicated than just maps.
Yeah, it's a lot more complicated.
That's from what you've been telling me. It's a lot more complicated.
Yeah, well, I get that question all the time when people ask me what I'm studying. They're like, "Why? We have like GPS now." No, yeah, somebody has to put that
somebody
together.
Has to create it. See, I immediately think maps, and I was like, I believe I even asked you this. I was like, so what are you going to do with this? Become a cartographer?
But not the old school way. I'm not going to go sail the 7 seas with my maps and stuff.
Well, if you ever need someone to survey a drone area, I'm a licensed drone pilot, by the way. So
that is something that I did a module. That's what I was telling when before we started the 3D mapping, and they use drones for that stuff.
There you go. Yeah. So let me know if I throw brother a gig.
Do you have is Texas required to have like a pilot's license for drones?
Yeah, that's United States. That's not just Texas. That's most countries. Yeah.
And what's the size what kind of license required? Like, does the size dictate the license?
Oh yeah, the size of the drone. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Size of the drone. You can fly most drones under 250 grams in most countries without a license or clearance, but United States is a special one. So. Yeah, if you fly for any kind of money or it's related to any kind of business or social media, you have to have a license. You can fly for fun, but you can't. If you're going to post it on your social page, they consider that it could be financial. So
what's the elevation that you have to stay?
400 is the limit.
Damn.
Yeah, 400 is the limit, and if you're near an airport, they could lower that. And so, I fly every week in Austin, right next to the airport, the international airport. I have to contact the FAA every week to get clearance, let them know the hours I'm going to fly, and then tell them when I'm done.
Does your drone have a call number and everything?
It's got a tracker on it, yeah. Wow. It's got a registration number and all that stuff, yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. But a lot of people don't pay attention to that, and they're ruining it for everybody else. I'm looking at you, people who fly over NFL stadiums and NCAA games and delay the starts, and looking at you.
Dang.
Don't ruin it for all of us.
Just tell me if the UFOs are real, dude.
They're definitely real. Come on now.
I just want to see one time. That's the only thing I want to see, a ghost, and I want to see a UFO.
I don't know. I believe UFOs are real.
Me too.
I don't know if I believe ghosts are real.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I get a funny feeling sometimes, but that's just me being weird.
I don't think they can contact us or manifest like the movie Ghost and, grab stuff and whatnot or make clay. Or no, he was alive when he did that. Awful movie, by the way.
Yeah, awful movie, but a great premise to the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Or shortness of his life.
In other news, San Antonio is also in the news for being speaking of someone who's about to graduate from school and looking for a career, San Antonio is the worst place in Texas to start a career, according to wallethub.com.
Is that why you brought me here?
Yeah, I wanted to just rain on your entire parade.
Thanks.
Yeah, but anyway, wallethub.com is reporting that San Antonio ranked number 80 in cities to start a career in.
Damn. What's number 1?
Number 1 would be Atlanta, of all places.
Really?
Yeah, Atlanta's the best place. Number 2 is Orlando. Number 3 is Tampa. And the only Texas city in the top 5, can you take a guess where it is?
Fucking Austin, dude.
Yep, Austin, Texas.
Dude, Orlando and Tampa beat out San Antonio.
Yep.
It's in Florida.
Yep. And rounding out the top 5 is another Florida city. Miami, Florida is the 5th best place to start a career if you're looking for a job and starting out fresh.
I've been reading about Miami because of my paper. I don't want to talk about Miami today.
Is there like geographical issues with Miami?
Climate gentrification is occurring in Miami at a rapid rate that it's being constantly.
Climate gentrification?
Yeah, that's what my paper's on.
Explain?
So
explain like I'm 5.
Okay. Gentrification is.
Well, I know that, but okay.
Climate gentrification is any natural disaster that is caused by a climate disaster, hurricane, flooding, drought. It drives the property value of the community because you have to rebuild, and so sometimes it drives it up so high that people that used to live there or that were trying to get away from the disaster can't afford to come back, and it can happen within months.
So and a lot of the corporations just go buy up the neighborhoods.
Right. So Miami is experiencing the sea level rise. So back in the 70s and 60s, before the cocaine all started to become a thing there, the beach was nothing but
It's called cocaine.
Black folks that were fishermen, and so once the rich started coming in and wanted to buy the property, they pushed them up further upland, and so now they live on this hill. And now the hill is more valuable than the beach because it's being covered by water. And so now they're coming for the hill.
And now the hill's going to have really good views.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're going to force them out back to the flooded areas in the water where the housing's shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so right now I'm studying Hurricane Katrina, the aftermath, Sandy, and Harvey, and watching those demographics and property values change drastically. In a short amount of time too. It's not even like gentrification happens usually over, 20 years, 25 years. No, this is happening in 5 years.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a big change.
Wow. I had no idea that was even a thing.
Yeah,
but it makes sense. Yeah, that it is a thing.
Yeah, there's other thing that's coming out of it is climate PTSD. That's caused by if you've gone through multiple floods or hurricanes. And now that's becoming a branch of psychology. So when people say climate change isn't real, if it wasn't real, they wouldn't be studying all these, these.
So this is basically what happened to the people in Hawaii when they just recently had those fires. Like all those houses, all the locals got forced out.
Right.
And all these big companies are, buying up the burnt down houses and building up, $1 million Airbnbs in their place. And everybody's forced out.
Yeah, and how they keep them not in the conversation. Like, for example, in Maui, they gave them $700 and for their property, but, what are you going to do with that? You can't even afford to go to the meetings that they're having.
No, not in Hawaii. Hawaii, everything's expensive.
Yeah, so it's a big deal, man. It's strange to watch from a statistical perspective. I've never seen or gone to any of these places yet. But from number-wise, from census and rebuilds and stuff like that, it's staggering to see the sharp contrast between before the disaster and after.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Master of science guy over here, right?
I hate it, dog. I hate it. I have to learn how to write code and stuff. That shit drives me nuts.
All right. Well, then this should be right up your alley. A new report came out that San Antonio is sinking. Apparently, 1 millimeter per year. Is that any significance? 1 millimeter per year?
I'd have to be measured over time.
Well, according to this article that was released by Texas Public Radio, TPR, which is, they're trying to defund them, I think.
Okay.
They say that 1 in 45 buildings is affected by this in the city. Every 1 in 45 buildings, that's kind of a big number if you think about it.
It is. I wonder where they got that data from, though.
Yep.
I mean, you only could
it's
tell
a
us.
scientific journal called Nature Cities reported this. I don't know exactly where they how they did their research.
Yeah.
But they're saying groundwater extraction, tectonic movements, drilling for oil and gas, fracking is all causing this to happen, which
Makes sense.
Duh.
Makes sense.
I mean, weren't they worrying about this before we ever started fracking?
Yeah, but I mean, when do we ever listen about anything? It's always money over everything.
So there's one city in Texas which is the worst in the entire nation, even worse than New Orleans. Which city do you think that is?
That's sinking like that?
Yes. Some areas are losing up to 10 millimeters of elevation every year.
It's got to be Miami again.
No, in Texas.
Oh, in Texas.
Yeah, in Texas.
Probably Houston.
It's Houston.
Yeah.
Houston is the sinking fastest than any other city in the United States.
The carcinogenic coast.
Yep. And where my mom's from, the city of Jakarta, Indonesia, it's sinking so fast that they are moving the capital to another island. The entire capital of the country is evacuating Jakarta
They should take
and moving to a different island.
Take advice from Galveston. In 1901, they had a big hurricane and raised the city 15 feet in a year.
How do you raise the city?
A lot of
land
jacks.
acclimation?
A lot of jacks.
What?
Yeah,
I don't
that's it.
understand.
Like when you jack your car, when you use your, you have to fucking raise your car so you can change the tire.
Yeah, so everything's on stilts?
No, they raised it. They raised it up first, and then they started putting sand and like debris and stuff like that.
So what did they raise? I don't understand.
The city, the streets, the buildings, anything that was close.
That had to
to
have been a monumental task for that long ago.
It's like revered as one of the biggest like engineer endeavors that was and it was in the 1901 at that. So imagine the technology then.
So if
compared
they
to
didn't
now.
do that, Galveston would be underwater.
It would be a sand dune.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And during that time, Galveston was getting warning because the hurricane was already past Cuba. Cuba was one of the first countries in the Caribbean to have a weather system that was able to monitor up to, I think, 300 miles out. And so they were monitoring this hurricane. It went past them, and they were trying to like telegraph to fucking Galveston. They were like, "We're not gonna listen to you, beaners," and they just fucking ignored it, dude. And then they got swamped. They have like there's tragic stories of like nuns trying to hold on to kids in orphanages. And
Shit, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a big one, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, the stuff that I read in school for this degree that I'm chasing, it's just I'm like, oh my god, how do humans do this to each other? You know, but they don't give a shit. You know?
Good God.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen to their raised city now. But
No.
you
Now they
never
have
know.
that's pretty enforced now.
I know they have the seawall. Is that what that seawall was built for
That's
over
exactly
there?
what
The
it was built
giant
for.
seawall?
Yeah, and that's why they moved everything because where that seawall was where the city was originally, and so where they moved it, and they like kind of moved everything up towards closer to Texas and a little bit south, and so that place where it was now that's the seawall. And they only built it 16 feet because the storm surge was 15 feet. So let's build.
So they didn't expect, like, they didn't plan.
Well, they haven't had a hurricane that
so they
size
just
since-
they're like 1 foot is good.
Yeah,
you know,
but a lot
like-
of places when they rebuild, that's what they do. They only go
They go by the latest record.
right,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
what climate climate scientists are trying to tell cities like, hey, raise
need
it
to-
higher. You know?
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't recommend this as a
No.
climate scientist yourself?
No,
yes.
no,
Okay.
not at all. Not at all.
All right. Well, shout out to the city of Galveston.
Yeah.
Another Texas city has been featured in the news lately, or I should say, in the pop culture world. CNN recently launched a new travel series. CNN has actually been bringing back travel. You see, Eva Longoria has a travel show now.
Are they bringing back news, or are they just going to bring back commentary?
No, they're bringing back like celebrity-led travel
okay.
commentary. You know, like Eva Longoria is traveling Spain. They're shoving it down our throat during almost every NBA game.
Shout out Tony Parker.
But they have another show where they have different hosts going through, and then they happened to roll through the city of Austin the other day. It was a little stray for Tony Parker there, but
Right.
City of Austin recently had CNN's host Quest Amir Thompson Love
Nice.
come through. He's hosting on CNN now, just one episode,
Nice.
and he says that his favorite city besides Philadelphia is Austin, Texas. Austin gives him his creative inspiration, apparently. Shout out to Questlove. If you don't know who Questlove is, he is the drummer for The Roots, and more recently, the drummer on Jimmy Fallon's show.
Who knew hip hop would take it this far, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Who knew? Who knew Questlove would be doing CNN travel shows, and Diddy would be behind bars, and
Gray hair and everything, dog.
and then Ice-T is he's
a
TV
cop.
star, cop.
Former drug dealer to a cop on TV, dude.
Yep.
Man,
Yep.
we live in a topsy-turvy world, man. Maybe it's just getting older. That's, I don't know. It just seems like everything like the good old days. People like the good old days. Yeah, everything has to change, man. It has to change.
It's got to change.
Yeah, I just
So
don't be grumpy about it.
The show's called My Happy Place. You can see it on CNN, and this episode in Austin just debuted on Sunday. And so Austin is Questlove's happy place for his creative inspiration.
Is that on YouTube as well? I would assume so, right? Or is it CNN? Who has cable anymore?
I don't know. Yes, it's got to be on cable, but or I don't know who owns CNN or if they have an app. Anyways, the Roots first performed in Austin at their first show was at the Catfish Station of all places. Are you familiar with the Catfish Station?
No, I've only been there a few times.
I've never been there, but I've driven by it, and I had no idea they had live bands, let alone the Roots. But I know I've been to the Roots several times at Stubbs Barbecue and other venues in Austin, and
they were here for the Final Four, the first one.
That's right. That's right. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I remember there was a concert where Rage and Wu-Tang were supposed to play, and Wu-Tang ended up bailing out at the last minute, and the Roots were like, we'll play.
That was Song of Gardens, 1996.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Kay Johnson in here says, what up? I believe that's Chaku. Is that Chaku right there? I was going to say Keldon Johnson's up in here, but yeah, we're not.
Trade him.
Shout out to Keldon Johnson. Just bought an Ioniq 5N, an electric Hyundai, which is that has like 500 horsepower. It's ridiculous.
A Hyundai though?
Yeah. It's the electric, all electric Hyundai. Hyundai.
You're more Asian than I am.
I'm not Korean, but Hyundai. Yeah, Keldon just posted on his Twitter that he just purchased one of those, and my brother just bought an Ioniq 5. Shout out to my brother Mike. He didn't get the N version because that's the one that has like the supercharger or whatever. I don't know what the equivalent of that is in an electric vehicle.
You said the N version and Keldon Johnson and the guy that likes racist jokes. I was like, that's right there, and I don't want to do it.
Sorry. It's, low hanging fruit.
It is.
I mean, feel free to pick it. This is not a family friendly show. And if you have your kids watching this show, shame on you.
Shame on you.
We do a lot of things that are not appropriate for kids. Even when I make this, YouTube asked me, is this made for kids? I'm like, no, absolutely not. No.
Too close to the alley for kids, man.
No, you can't have, exactly. You can't have kids playing here. Playing up in here because I have a filthy mouth and I talk about filthy things sometimes.
Fuck yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Calm it down. Watch the language.
Sorry.
Watch the language, little boy.
Sorry.
Little boy. Oh, man. CPS is going to black out. We're going to have rolling blackouts. Did you hear about that? CPS is planning rolling blackouts throughout the city over the next few weeks.
We've got to be one of the
because
only cities that doesn't have alternate places to get electricity.
It's awful.
It
Rolling
is.
blackouts will start on the 13th. Actually, it's the 15th, my bad. With Live Oak. Live Oak's going to be the first city to get blacked out in the Bexar County area. So
Nobody
shout
likes
out
that
to you
place
guys
anyway.
in Live Oak. I used to live in Live Oak.
Oh, now you don't live there.
No, I don't. I used to live there with my
That's right.
ex-wife who
Let
took my damn schnauzer from me. I got another one, but
Let it out.
yeah,
It's all right.
yeah,
It's over.
it's all good. Yeah. It's been over a decade. I'm better for it.
That's right.
I'm better for it. Shout out to Chaku. If you don't know, Chaku is another DJ in the San Antonio area. He's playing everywhere. He's always posting like long list of his gigs and stuff.
It's a very good one too.
Got like mad hangnails, dude. I don't know why. Is that like a protein thing? Like
protein?
Am I malnourished?
Malnourished, yeah.
Malnourished? Is that it? Malnutrition?
I study climate and maps, dude. Not fingernails.
Sorry. I need a, what do they call those people that do your nails?
You're Asian, you should know.
I know, right?
A
Why are
manicurist.
You always bring up this Asian thing, and you're the one who always gets mistaken for being Asian.
I know, dude.
I get
That's why I'm wearing
mistaken
the
for being
sunglasses.
Mexican all the time.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
I do, all the time. Everyone's like speaking me in Spanish when I roll into like Mexican restaurants. I'm like, no comprendo.
I have been at an ATM and then Chinese people were in front of me using the ATM and they turned around and started talking to me in Mandarin. And I was like, not that at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't speak Mandarin.
And then when people insult me, like when I'm DJing and stuff, it's never like a Mexican slur. It's always an Asian slur. Gook and all that shit. I'm always like, what the? All right. You need a map?
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
You guys, thanks for joining in the chat here. Appreciate all you listening. Everybody on X. Got a lot of people listening on X. 69, dude.
Right.
Listeners on X right now. Got some people on Twitch. You can follow me at DJLG210 on all my socials. Where can they find you on social media?
Instagram is _real_X Boy R.D. And then Facebook is just DJ X Boy R.D.
It's a lot of underscores.
Oh,
Are you on TikTok?
Nah.
You're not on TikTok.
I'm an adult. I don't
Okay, well, good, because TikTok sucks. Are you familiar with these stupid TikTok challenges that people attempt? You've heard of them, though.
I've heard of them.
Like eating a spoonful of cinnamon or,
I saw Chaku do that before.
Chaku does TikTok challenges. Okay.
Yeah.
Did he fail?
I think so.
Everyone fails,
I don't
right?
think anybody
you can't
passes.
swallow a spoonful of cinnamon, dude.
I think anything powder you can't swallow.
No, it's not. You're gonna choke.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Well, there's a new TikTok trend or prank or something going around where kids are sticking objects into their laptops to set them on fire.
Fuck these kids, dude. Jesus
Fuck TikTok.
Christ.
TikTok is killing it. Like, seriously, are you stupid? Like, why would you do this?
I try to think of the stuff we did as teenagers and stuff.
Yo, I was pouring glue on my hand and peeling it off. That was like what was interesting to me.
And it was probably beneficial because it was probably pulling the dead skin off anyways.
Or I was taking a needle and you would stick it underneath your skin a little bit, then you make like needle hands.
Yeah. Godly, man. Where do they come up with this stuff?
I think whoever does this should try to eat a spoonful of cinnamon, to tell you the truth.
Spoonful of needles or something.
A spoonful of cinnamon for sure. And speaking of the internet and stuff like that, AI is taking over the world. Do you use AI for anything? I know you do a lot of like paperwork for school and stuff. Without admitting cheating, do you use AI for anything?
It's the future, though, man. We have this discussion in class all the time. And my response to it is all the time. They said the same thing about the calculator. They said the same thing about the computer. They even said the same thing about trains. Did you know that when the train was being like advertised throughout the United States, that there was church groups that used to say if you went too fast, you would disintegrate? And at the time, the average train was only going at 40 miles an hour.
Is that why we don't have bullet trains?
That's probably why.
Damn
Another
church.
one that was protested was the air conditioner in the house. It used to be protested. The air conditioner came around like 1952-ish, and churches used to protest and say if you had one in this house, it was going to end the community. There was going to be no more block parties. People weren't going to come outside anymore. And they were kind of right. But
yeah,
I like AC.
That's true.
I do like AC.
I don't think we could survive without it. And in a few years, pretty soon, no one will be able to survive
Right,
without
climate
it.
change is real.
It's going to be like Fallout.
Yeah.
We'll all be in shelters and stuff. Shout out to Fallout. Good show. Season 2 coming out soon. They just approved season 3, by the way.
That's a zombie movie?
It's it's a movie about nuclear fallout in the future.
Nice.
Everyone goes into these bunkers, and then at some point they think it's all over. It's finally time to come out, and they think everybody else has gone under, but really there's still people that have created their own society in the fallout. So it's pretty good.
What is that
pretty
on?
good. It's on Amazon Prime. It's made from a video game.
Check it out.
But it has Walton Goggins, if you're familiar with that actor. He's baby Billy on Righteous Gemstones. Or
A relation to David Goggins?
no,
Oh.
he's on Justified. He was on The Shield. It's a great actor. He's on the White Lotus.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the current season of the White Lotus.
I don't have time for TV very much or shows.
Apparently not, because these things are just going right over your head.
Right over my head.
Right over your head.
Tell me about books. I read a lot of that.
Well, what are you reading?
Papers right now.
Books about geography.
Yeah, I have a book that I have been sitting next to my bed called "The Courage to Be Disliked," and it's like this conversation with this Chinese philosopher about this guy who has he's really self-conscious and he's trying to please everybody. And I haven't read the whole book yet.
Was his name Confucius?
No. I don't know.
Okay.
It's
Thought that was the only Chinese philosopher.
no. There's a few. Buddha.
Yep. Shout out to Chaku, bringing it to Twitch. Appreciate that.
He has a Twitch. What do you do on
he's
Twitch?
twitching, man. I got a Twitch. You know what? I got approved for Twitch DJ. We should do a live stream DJ set
Bring
sometime.
back Potty Wody Mini Mac.
Yeah, we should. I got a setup right out in the living room. Just put a camera out there, and
Nice.
we do it. Do it. Just like Chaku does with everything.
Yeah, he
'Cause
does.
I do everything.
He does do everything.
He does everything.
He even acts.
I saw him with a PO. You had like a POV camera the other day when he was DJing. Like
He's got
he was
those
wearing like a
glasses
chest.
now.
Oh, is it that's what it is? The Ray Bans.
Yeah, the Meta.
Oh, I got you.
He made a movie where he's naked in it.
Yeah, well,
It's
all
not a
right.
porn though. It was part of his last film for film school.
Okay. Did he go to like an art house film school in France or something? Like,
No,
what?
I think he went to the Art Institute here.
Oh, okay. Shout out to the Art Institute. That's a dope place. So he's naked in a film.
Yeah, just the backside.
Oh, so we don't get to see his
Magnum Dom.
no.
And I was showing the thing to my daughter. Then I think she was like 15 or 16. And I was like, whoa. She was like, oh my God, that's Johnson.
Your daughter's 15 or 16.
My daughter's 25
Oh,
now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's in LA chasing the DJ thing.
That's right. You asked me about Record Box the other day.
Yeah, she plays on that.
So you raised a DJ.
Yeah, and she went over there she told me before she left that if I could do it on my own here, she could do it on her own out there, and she's getting there.
Shout out. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. We'll have to
Travel to LA.
yeah, we'll have to hear a gig or hear a set at some point. You know?
Yeah, she was here for a week, but I didn't have the right equipment for her to use, and she's pickier than her father, so
You need CDJs and Record Box.
yeah.
So she's clubbing it. Clubbing it out.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's part of a collective called Pure Evil, but it's like I think it's spelled EVL, and then Pure is spelled some other way. I can't remember.
All right. Are they like fashion DJs?
No, they
Okay.
play like after hours, like raves and
Okay.
like warehouse parties and stuff like that.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
So she's legit. She ain't a, like.
She still got a day job, so I mean,
Well,
legit
you
enough.
can't make money off. I mean,
down in LA for sure.
well, not here. So.
Yeah.
No, well, LA pays better than here, I'm sure.
She gets paid like $100 a gig.
What?
Yeah, and it's probably like 5 other people that are playing with her, and they just pay them all. Well, each split $100. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's bad
You get $100 for the group?
for the group for
Oh,
6
that's-
hours.
That's bad, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm good on that.
Chaku said it was just butt cheeks. just
Backside.
butt
I
cheeks.
said backside.
Yeah. Did you clap them?
No, I didn't. I was
Clap
busy.
them cheeks.
I was busy that week.
Yeah. Well, I got to see this film now that I know that it's
I'm sure
safe.
he'll send you the link.
Now that I know there's no dong in it.
Yeah, he's got a couple music videos out there too.
Word. Word. I have to check them
One
out.
of them I'm in, and he's got a few of them.
Oh, shit.
He's a pretty talented dude, man.
All right. Well, we need to get Chaku on one day.
Yeah, for sure. He
Should have both y'all in the room. I can
Yeah.
do that. Both y'all in the room, and then we do a DJ set
Word.
before or after the show.
Word.
We kill it.
Yep.
We kill it. They have a list of artists you can't play though on Twitch, and of course Jay-Z's like number 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
how long's the list?
It's not long.
Oh.
It's not long.
Sure,
There's-
Kanye's on there.
Kanye's not on there, surprisingly.
Wow.
Jay-Z is. Ed Sheeran's on there.
Okay.
There's some random shit, but for hip hop, there's not a lot.
Really?
I think Jay-Z is just trying to protect like Tidal or something. I don't know.
That thing's still around?
Yeah, it's still around.
It's still attached to Serato? I thought it was.
It does. It still works with Serato.
What's the other one that's on Serato?
But Apple Music works with Serato now.
It does it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good. It's dope. It's dope.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, we don't have to haul around vinyl anymore. We can just go to our Apple Music.
I'm good on that.
Apple Music.
Shout out to the vinyl DJs though, man, that still do it. Especially the ones that do it outside. I went to the Friendly Spot maybe like a couple months ago. It was still kind of cold outside, but there
Was it a Sunday?
it was a Sunday.
Yeah.
Those vinyl.
Shout out
DJs,
to Brian Parrish, who DJs at the Friendly Spot on Sundays with real vinyl.
real vinyl
Yeah, real
45s. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's my boy Brian Parrish out there.
Yeah, it's
Been doing it for a while.
What's his name? El Gato or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man.
Yeah, he kills it. He
Yeah.
kills it, man. with
Just the
his
collection
standards.
and trying to maintain those records, it's got to be tough, especially playing outside. You got to go home and clean that shit.
Did you sell all your records?
Yeah, I sold I think 3,500 to Southtown to Chacho.
Chacho. Shout out to Chacho.
Yeah, he
From
bought
Southtown 101.
he
Or not
bought-
101, Southtown Vinyl,
Southtown Vinyl, and he bought
which is across the street from Southtown 101.
like a little under $1,000. He bought all of it.
And then they sold it in the store for
I still see-
$3,000.
Right. I still see him in there. Sometimes I'll go in there and I'll say sometimes I wrote on the cover to tell me like BPM and stuff like that.
I haven't sold any of my vinyl. Not
Man.
one piece.
And is it all still prime, like good condition? and
No,
everything?
not great. I mean, it's all just on the shelf. It hasn't, every now and then I'll play a record. I'll pull out like The Chronic or
Yeah.
Roots, Do You Want More or something and just
Chronic,
play
the
it.
original pressing or a repress?
I'm pretty sure it's a repress.
Oh.
Yeah, because I bought it in like, I don't know, 99,
Oh, okay.
2000. So it's definitely not an original.
Yeah.
And no, it's got to be.
Yeah, DJ Technique too, man. He's been trying to. He did our first Friday, but I go see him at the Lighthouse out by, what's out there? It's on Fredericksburg, not Fredericksburg. the Lighthouse Lounge. Where's that at?
I have no idea. So whose Technique, was he at your birthday party at Watering Hole?
No. He did our first Friday in, what are we, in May? I think he did it in April.
Who's holding it down for San Antonio right now? Who's like the DJ?
Renee C's kid. He just won DMC.
Renee C from The Beat?
Yeah.
Okay.
His kid.
He won DMC. San Antonio kid won DMC.
Not Renee C, his kid, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think his name's R3 or something like that. Or something. I have him on Instagram. But he
the
won.
The most recent DMC?
Yeah.
Really?
And he went to, isn't the Worlds in August or something like that?
You got me, bro. I'm
keep
out of this loop, man.
I know. But he's
a beast, huh?
He is a beast, dog. Actually does everything from like the old school ways from the early 90s to, but he uses Serato and all that stuff now. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I'll have to look him up. Yeah, but
shout out to my dog Ellie Mae.
Yeah. Didn't like me when I came in?
Nah, she barks at everyone. She's been acting real like, I don't know, tough when people come in the door lately.
Okay, who brought the dog?
Right. Schnauzers, man, they act like that though.
Yeah, but then she chills out like, 5 minutes later and she like just loves you.
Yeah, my last Schnauzer, her name was Vinyl, and anytime
I remember when you had that dog, yeah.
Yeah, and anytime I dated a girl that she didn't like, boy, she let you know.
Oh, man.
Sit in between us, bark. Like, I think she tore up a girl's purse one time.
Oh, man.
Peed on a girl's jacket, too.
Mine doesn't do that. Mine, like, snuggles up to it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She was very, like,
She plays wingman for me. You know?
Nice.
Nice. I just took her to get groomed the other day at the Alon market over there off Northwest Military. And
what does a grooming cost these days?
$70, man.
That's not what I was. 60.
Well, plus tip.
Oh, word.
$70, but that's with the teeth brushing and the nail grinding.
Word.
I didn't get any of the like strawberry scent or anything like that because I got her completely shaved down for summer.
I wonder what she's
$70.
I wonder what she's mixed with because she's got little legs.
Yeah, she's definitely not 100%.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you, but she's got everything else is Schnauzer.
Yeah, everything else is
ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man.
Even the tail.
Even the tail, yeah. And somebody paid to have it docked too, or
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not a natural tail. So
no.
She was found on the streets of Brownsville and wandering around.
Their tails get long, dude.
Yeah, they curl up.
Yeah, they get long.
The one I wanted that I ended up not adopting because he had a heartworms. He had a natural tail. Yeah, natural ears, natural tail. He was cute.
Yeah, they get it. Those tails get long, man.
He was cute. So what were we talking about before we got sidetracked? I always have stuff prepared on these shows. Like I make like this big old rundown of stuff, and I get to like 10% of it because the conversation just flows.
Yeah,
we get like on these side things, and it turns into the whole show is about this one thing now, and I didn't even plan it.
Who would you like to have on here at one point?
On this show?
Yeah, that you have
like
city-wise. Yeah.
City-wise in San Antonio?
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
That's probably what he would say if he ever saw where we were doing the show.
I don't think he would fit in here, dude.
He would, though that chair you're sitting in, it's a new chair. He'd fit in that chair.
I'm talking about the doorway.
Oh, no. He'd have to duck. And
Yeah.
I'd have to get like a wider lens camera.
Huh.
He definitely would be taller than that backdrop, so he'd be like above the bricks. Yeah, it would. I always thought it'd be funny to interview him one day, but to have like a big old boom mic on a pole and just have it up there, but have the camera just on me to where you don't ever see his face. You just see like Victor's torso and me interviewing.
And just interviewing and the boom mic just pointing out and stuff.
Yeah, it would be funny. Nah, well, I mean, realistically, I doubt I'd ever get to visit him. But I'd like to have, I'd like to have Donnie D on here sometime.
Oh yeah, he's been. I went to shout out to Cantu. He has a tattoo studio downtown, and he was in there doing a podcast one day that I went in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Donnie was. I get interviewed by some guy that does like local music interviews and stuff like that.
Really? I'm sure Donnie would be down.
Yeah, he's
always supportive of everything that I do and that we do. So.
I've
I've been out of the loop so long. My go-to answer for who's the best DJ is always Donnie D. Donnie
still hands down.
Donnie D.
Still hands down.
But R3 is holding it down right now. He's the up and coming. He's the new kid in town.
And I want to say he's like 26. He's real young.
I need to get out more, man.
Yeah, I don't think he does shows though.
Oh, really? He's just like
a battle DJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you don't want to get stuck. I mean, shout out to battle DJs, but you don't want to get stuck in that world if you want to DJ for a living.
That's true.
You get stuck in that world, and then, as much as the crowd is not important in your bedroom, but in order to learn how to professionally DJ, you got to learn how. You need a crowd in front of you to be able to read and figure out how to adjust quickly, because that's one of the big skill sets that comes with DJing.
Yeah, I appreciated it the other day when I was spinning at your birthday party. And I asked to go on first. I was like, I'm old man. When's my slot? And you're like, well, you can go first, 9 o'clock. I was like, I'll be there, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock, easy.
But the good thing about the 9 o'clock set is you don't really have to play for the dance floor, or you can kind of just jam out and play some chill tunes.
Yeah, you're just warming up the room.
Yeah, and I didn't really, you told me to play boom bap, and I was like, oh, fine. I'm not gonna play anything, poppy for these people. These people.
Yeah, it's. I wonder how to put that on my resume. Read people. I don't know what that's a skill set in itself. But what's the verbiage that you put on a resume? I've been working on that thing.
Read the room, read the crowd.
Read the crowd. People reader. I don't know. There's got to be I'll ask ChatGPT.
Social butterfly.
I'll ask ChatGPT.
See, there you go, ChatGPT.
You can name it. Mine's name is Hans.
You can really name it?
Yeah, and then you say, "What's up, Hans?" And it's like, "What up, X?" Yeah. And you can make it talk like you and everything.
Wait, it talks?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How do you make it talk? I've used it.
The microphone. There's an option for voice.
I thought that was just for me to talk, but
no,
it talks.
Yeah, the thing.
Can you choose its voice?
I don't think so.
Is it a man's voice?
It's in between.
It's non-binary.
Non-binary.
Oh man.
No coding joke intended.
Oh man, so you're all about the AI. You see it as a tool, right?
I see it as a tool now, but I use I use a chat bot. I use ChatGPT.
Oh yeah.
Copilot.
I use a chat bot,
but I used 3 or 4 of them, and because sometimes they're wrong. A lot of times they're wrong. I had to review a paper that was about these women in India that were putting together solar panels, and it gave me back the summary, but it made the characters in the paper all men. And it's in the title. The title was called Summer Mamas, and it said women and putting solar panels.
I have mixed results with it. It's good for simple tasks, but yeah, it does get stuff like that wrong.
Yeah.
Would you ever trust GPT to make decisions on your life, say, should you get a divorce or not, or should my side piece have an abortion? Would you ever ask it for that stuff like that?
I don't know. I mean, we kind of depend on the digital world a little bit too much to make personal decisions like that.
Would you ever ask it to look at your empty coffee cup and tell your fortune and whether or not your spouse is cheating on you, like this woman in Greece did?
What?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about that. No, I don't know. I ask it medical stuff. I got a ingrown hair in my butt. What do I do? And it just tells me.
You got to get help for that.
It'll tell you, go to the doctor.
Or you got to grab your ankles in front of the mirror, squeeze that shit out. Ingrown hairs are the worst, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I had one on my sack one time. It was bad, bro.
It was so painful. Hair, dude.
I guess it was just rubbing.
It's the worst.
Oh
dude.
God, it was so painful. Anyway, in Greece, this woman. Apparently, there's a trend called tasseography. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Tasseography. In other words, AKA coffee ground readings. So she took a picture of her empty coffee cup here. I guess they're drinking it Turkish style because they got the grounds at the bottom there. They're not filtering that shit. And she asked ChatGPT to analyze this. And what did ChatGPT say?
You're ugly.
Yeah. No, didn't say that. Said that your husband is cheating on you with a woman who's actively working to destroy your family.
Was it accurate?
The husband says it's a bunch of bullshit.
Well, of course he's going to say that.
He said, I laughed at this nonsense. But the woman filed for divorce, and they're going to court.
No evidence? They're
going to court. There's evidence right there in the grounds, man. There's grounds for evidence.
I bet that lady's into crystals and shit, dude.
Oh, dude. I went to a buddy's house the other day, and there was all these crystals on the counter. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you like the dude from Breaking Bad? You're going to a geography convention, a geology convention? And they're minerals, god damn it. And but he was like, nah, my ex-wife, she's all into crystal readings, and it's the the earth and the moon are aligning and you have to have this crystal here and that. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
It's a lack of community, man. People are looking for a place to.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's a lack of community.
Everybody was like, before the internet, everyone was separate. And now you find these hinge groups, these niches.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're a part of something.
Yeah, and I mean, whether it's based in reality or if it works, I mean, if it makes you feel better and makes you a better person, all for it. But like I always compare the bar to church because people go to the bar to communicate, to have community. They cry at the bar. They say their problems. The bartender's often like the pastor. It's very much
confessions to the bartender.
Exactly, dude, and it's very much the church. But if you go to a church, they do the exact same thing. They don't drink as much wine as you do at the bar, but it's the exact same thing. And human beings need community. Isolation kills you faster than cigarettes.
That's true. And part of why I enjoy doing shows like this where I can communicate with the people in real time. That's why I like doing these live as opposed to recorded, because people can chat in. And appreciate all you guys in the chat chatting in for episode 9 of LG's House. That brings us to a close for today's show. You got anything tonight, man? You working?
No, working on my paper.
I got you.
Tomorrow.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Study hard.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again sometime. It was fun. I
sure.
can't believe we already went a whole damn hour. That's crazy.
Fast, dude.
Yep.
Fast. People more prepared next time.
Well, that puts an end to this one. If you want to leave a tip, you can hit us up at buymeacoffee.com/DJLG210.
Wow.
He needs another coffee, a nice iced coffee there.
That's right.
From Staba, as the Japanese would say.
Word. We out.
We out. Peace. Until next time, this has been LG's House. Later.